When people hear the words type 2 diabetes, the first thing they often feel is fear. Fear of medications, fear of complications, fear of a future that no longer feels in their control. I've seen that fear on the faces of so many of my clients, hardworking people who were told that diabetes was a life sentence, that their only options were strict diets or a lifelong relationship with prescriptions. But what if I told you that I've helped people turn that diagnosis around, that they've reclaimed their energy, balanced their blood sugar, and walked away from medications they once thought they'd be stuck with forever, without extreme dieting or pills? Here on Ditch Diabetes, all naturally, I share what they learned, what they changed, and what's possible when you work with the body instead of fighting against it. It all starts with the truth. Type 2 diabetes is not caused by a lack of medication. It's not caused by your genes suddenly turning against you. It's not a random curse that just shows up in your 40s or 50s. The reality is more hopeful and more actionable. Most cases of type 2 diabetes are rooted in something called insulin resistance. That means your cells are no longer responding to insulin the way they should, and glucose begins to build up in the bloodstream. But here's the good news. Insulin resistance can be reversed. Not just managed, not just masked, reversed. And I've seen it happen firsthand. One of the first women I worked with came to me tired and discouraged. She was in her early 50s, working full-time, taking metformin, and watching her A1C creep up no matter what she did. She'd tried cutting carbs. She tried walking daily. She even tried a popular diet that left her feeling depleted and frustrated. Her doctor said it was just part of getting older, but she didn't accept that. When she came to me, we didn't start with a meal plan. We started with a conversation. I asked her what her days looked like, what she ate, yes, but also how she slept, how stressed she was, when she moved her body, when she paused to breathe. Because the truth is, blood sugar doesn't respond just to food. It responds to your entire lifestyle. The first change we made was so simple, it almost felt silly. She started walking for 10 minutes after meals. That was it. No gym, no running, no equipment, just walking her neighborhood or pacing her living room. Within weeks, her post-meal blood sugar numbers dropped. Why? Because movement helps your muscles pull sugar out of the bloodstream without needing extra insulin. That one habit gave her confidence. It helped her believe that change was possible, and that belief carried her forward. Next, we gently shifted her meals, not by counting calories or cutting carbs to the bone, but by focusing on the quality of what she was eating. We added real fiber, colorful vegetables, healthy fats, clean protein. We reduced the processed stuff slowly, so it never felt like a punishment. The goal wasn't perfection, it was consistency. We focused on stabilizing her blood sugar, not starving her. And the amazing part? As her numbers improved, her cravings decreased naturally. She no longer needed willpower to say no to sweets. Her body stopped demanding them. That's what happens when you support your metabolism instead of starving it. Another client I worked with was a man in his early 60s. He'd just retired and was newly diagnosed. His doctor told him he'd probably need medication for the rest of his life, but he wasn't ready to accept that. He wanted to stay active, travel, and be around for his grandchildren. So we focused on his morning routine. Instead of skipping breakfast or grabbing something sugary, he started his day with a balanced meal: fiber, fat, and protein. No more cereal, no more muffins, no more orange juice. That alone changed his energy levels. No more mid-morning crashes, no more brain fog, and within 3 months, his A1C dropped from 7.1 to 6.2. No medications, no diets, just real food, real timing, and real consistency. What's fascinating is that none of these clients needed to overhaul their entire lives. They didn't need to fast for 20 hours a day, or live off smoothies, or follow some restrictive meal plan. They just needed to understand how their bodies worked and how to work with them. We focused on timing meals, reducing stress, improving sleep, moving consistently, and supporting the gut. That's the foundation of blood sugar balance. And for many people, that's all it takes to start moving in the right direction. I've also seen how stress alone can sabotage even the best eating habits. One woman I worked with was eating clean, walking daily, and still couldn't get her numbers down. When we talked, it became clear she was living in a constant state of anxiety. Family drama, financial pressure, poor sleep, her cortisol was through the roof. We started incorporating daily breathing exercises. Not fancy, just 5 minutes a few times a day. We added a magnesium-rich smoothie in the evenings to calm her nervous system. And we worked on creating a bedtime routine that actually helped her wind down. Within 6 weeks, her fasting blood sugar dropped by 20 points. Nothing changed about her food, just her stress. That's the power of holistic healing. The biggest myth I've seen in the diabetes world is that healing requires sacrifice, that you have to give up joy, flavor, tradition, but that's not true. In fact, one of my favorite moments with a client was when she called me and said, "I had birthday cake with my grandson, and my blood sugar stayed normal." That's not about restriction. That's about building a resilient body, a body that can enjoy life without falling apart. That's what natural healing creates. Here on Ditch Diabetes. All naturally, I want you to know this. You are not broken. You are not too far gone. And you are not stuck with diabetes forever. I've seen people of all ages, all backgrounds, and all diagnoses take their power back. Not through fad diets, not through fear, but through education, consistency, and support. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. So if you're tired of feeling confused, tired of the endless stream of conflicting advice, tired of being told this is just how it is, this channel is for you. We're not about quick fixes. We're about lasting change, about learning how to stabilize blood sugar naturally, safely, and with joy. And if this video gave you even a little spark of hope, don't keep it to yourself. Give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and make sure to subscribe to Ditch Diabetes, all naturally. We've got more videos coming that break down what actually works, without diets, without meds, and without overwhelm. You deserve to feel good in your body again. You deserve to live with energy, freedom, and confidence. You deserve to ditch diabetes, naturally. Thanks for watching. Let's keep healing, one habit at a time.